Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato have had a very rocky relationship over the last decade, and at this point it's safe to say the former BFFs are not even close. They first became friends when they were 7 years old and acting on Barney and Friends. Their friendship continued into their teens when they were both Disney stars, and they publicly told the world that they were BFFs. But their friendship started to strain when Selena started to make new friends, namely Taylor Swift. The strain became obvious in 2010 when a fan asked Demi how Selena was, and Demi replied, quote, "Ask Taylor Swift." Lovato also did some other interviews around that time, stating that their friendship was drifting. The pair then had an on and off decade where they would be best friends one year and then seemingly hate each other the next. The pair also frequently followed and then unfollowed one another on social media. It seems that over the years Selena has tried to make amends with Demi, but Demi is the one keeping the strain on their relationship. But since Demi is known for cutting friends off, it seems that they are most likely the problem. Taylor Swift. Leading in from our last point, we have Taylor Swift. I'm not sure that Demi and Taylor ever had much of a friendship, but they became enemies after Demi savagely called out Taylor for taking Selena from them. But that one incident I discussed earlier was just the beginning. Demi also unnecessarily bashed Taylor after she donated $250,000 to Kesha during her legal battle with Dr. Luke. Lovato wrote on Instagram, quote, "Not everyone has $250,000 to just give to people. Would love to, but I didn't grow up with money and definitely haven't made as much as her. At least I speak up about things that's uncomfortable to talk about rather than trying to be politically correct 24/7. Then going on to say that Swift just uses women empowerment to further her brand, but won't have the uncomfortable conversations publicly. Taylor never commented on the situation, but it didn't stop Demi from doing so. A few months later, Demi told Refinery29 that they don't like people in the industry who brand themselves as feminist, but don't do the work. Adding later, quote, "I think that having a song in a video about tearing Katy Perry down, that's not women's empowerment," clearly insinuating that they were talking about Taylor. Taylor continued to take the high road, but Demi decided to keep making enemies in the industry. Nicki Minaj. This one's honestly hilarious. Nicki and Demi were both Moschino designer Jeremy Scott's guests at the 2016 Met Gala, so they all went as a group. After the event, Nicki posted a photo online with all three of them, but she only tagged Jeremy Scott in the photo, not Demi. Demi then lashed out on social media, tweeting, quote, "When you aren't mentioned in a post but didn't do to the person," then posting their own photo of Minaj glaring at them, where Minaj looks to be annoyed at Demi. Demi later clarified that they were not trying to shade Nicki, more so just make fun of the night in general. However, months later, it turned out that was not the case, and Demi did an interview where they said that they had such a bad experience at the Met Gala, they wanted to actually drink that night, which led Demi to go to an AA meeting that night. Nicki never addressed the beef, but I'm sure she was more than a little ticked off. Obviously, we have no idea what actually happened between them at the event. I mean, some bad stuff could have went down, but not tagging Demi in the photo definitely didn't warrant that kind of response. Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey is the last person that anyone would want to get in a fight with, but Demi still managed to feud with her anyways. Although I will say it was pretty one-sided. In 2016, Lovato commented on a meme that basically said that Ariana Grande is the budget version of Mariah Carey, writing, quote, "You got it the wrong way around, honey. Mariah is a legend and so talented, but constantly disses people. It's so nasty the way she treats Jennifer Lopez. Ari did nothing wrong." Adding in another comment, quote, "The woman is mean for no reason. Extremely talented, yes. Superhuman, possibly. Unnecessarily rude, absolutely." Carey never responded to the shade publicly until Andy Cohen asked her about it months later. Carey responded, quote, "I don't know her either, and so I wouldn't say anything to her. She should come up, introduce herself to me, say, here's my opinion, what do you think about it? That's how you handle shit, okay?" And I have to say, I mean, Mariah is absolutely right. Also, the "I don't know her" comment just so much better after referencing Jennifer Lopez. It was like an infamous, reference that with their feud, Carey didn't know her. Stalker Sarah. Stalker Sarah was a huge Instagram influencer many years ago that was known for stalking celebrities and getting pictures with all of them. One of these celebrities was Demi Lovato. In 2016, Sarah posted a photo with Demi with the caption, quote, "Having a blast at Dallas Lovato's showcase with my girl Demi Lovato. So proud of my babes." She also mentioned Lovato's younger sister, Madison de la Garza, several times. But Demi ended up completely lashing out at the friendly caption and replied, quote, "I'm not your effing girl. If I was, you wouldn't be asking for pictures. You stalk people for a living. We are not friends. Get a job. This is my 14-year-old baby sister. She's not your babe." With Demi continuing that their family was not afraid to press charges. Fans were completely shocked to see what Demi had written to a fan, calling it completely out of line. Demi's sister seemed to think so too and privately DM'd Sarah, writing, quote, "Sarah, I'm so sorry about what's going on. I'm so disgusted. I can't tell you how embarrassed I am for what's going on." Zendaya. Demi Lovato also took aim at Zendaya back in the day and called out the actor for a line that she said in a TV show. While Zendaya was starring on Disney's Shake It Up in 2013, Zendaya said an eating disorder joke on the show, and Demi bashed her online for saying it. Demi also made a comment about Zendaya and joked that Disney actresses were getting thinner and thinner and that they missed the days of Lizzie McGuire and That's So Raven. Zendaya didn't end up responding to the nasty comment, however her father did. Her dad tweeted to Demi that they should apologize to Zendaya for the comment, saying that his daughter looks up to Demi and they shouldn't send her hate. Lovato later apologized but made another swipe at Zendaya's body years later when they tweeted negatively about Zendaya getting her own Barbie doll, saying that they needed to make a curvy doll instead. Backup dancer. So this story is really insane and I had no idea that it happened until I was researching for this video. Demi made headlines in 2010 when one of their backup dancers exposed that Demi punched them in the face. According to People, while Lovato was on tour with the Jonas Brothers, they were acting up. After Demi got a talking to from the tour manager, they demanded to know who ratted them out. Demi then got the idea that their backup dancer, Alex Welch, was the one that snitched and allegedly ended up punching them in the face. In late December of 2010, People reported that Welch and Lovato reached a settlement for an undisclosed sum for the incident. But obviously, violence is never the answer. Just want to put that out there.
Bad Baby. Believe it or not, but Billie Eilish and Danielle Bregoli, aka Bad Baby, used to be really close. So close that people even speculated the two could be dating at one point because of photos online of them together. But Billie denied those rumors, calling Danielle her baby sister. But sadly, their friendship turned into drama when Danielle called out Billie on Instagram Live. While Danielle was on live, fans started asking about her relationship with Billie. One even wanted to know if they were still friends. Danielle gave a confused reply, saying, quote, "I think I'm friends with Billie. I don't know if Billie is my friend. Every time I DM her and give her my number, she doesn't text me. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's what happens when get famous. It could be that. I'm not tripping. I know who my real friends are." So clearly calling her out for the world to see. Danielle continued on that she's not sure if someone got in Billie's ear about her or if Billie's team thought associating with Danielle might just be a bad idea. Adding, quote, "Or she was getting too big to where she didn't want to associate herself with my brand. And that's perfectly fine. I understand that. But it sucks when you have a friend and they just disappear." Danielle continued that she's not mad about it, but mostly just sad and confused. Billie never commented on the situation. Next up, Tana Mongeau. Tana is a very controversial celebrity, so it makes sense that celebrities would unfollow her when she's in the midst of one of her, countless scandals. And sadly for Tana, that's exactly what Billie did. Tana and Billie seem to be very friendly online, with both of them frequently commenting on the other's Instagram photos. But that all changed when Tana got engaged and then suddenly married to fellow influencer Jake Paul. On Tana's engagement announcement post, Billie did not keep her opinions to herself, and Billie commented "eek" and then "yikes" on the photo, clearly showing her disapproval. Tana then DM'd Billie and asked if she would be coming to the wedding, to which Billie simply responded, "No." But the situation with them did not stop there, and Tana made sure to milk the situation for clout, as she always does. So Tana uploaded a YouTube video shortly after all this took place, called "Billie Eilish Unfollowed Me." In this satirical video, Tana shows that she's heartbroken from the unfollow and filmed a sad montage of herself crying while one of Billie's songs played in the background, which was even more dramatic considering Tana had recently filmed a video of herself copying Billie's clothes for a week. The whole thing was super overdramatic in true Tana fashion, but I guess it showed that Billie is not afraid to unfollow when needed. Next up, Simon Cowell. To me, Simon Cowell is one of the scariest people ever, and I have immense respect for anyone who's had to audition in front of him over the years, because we know that he is not afraid to speak his mind and will not sugarcoat the truth. While Simon has never shared his dislike of Billie using her name, it seems that Simon does not like her music. While Simon was judging on America's Got Talent, he made a point to tell two separate acts, one a Ukrainian dance group, another a dancer and contortionist, that he hated the music that they used. And guess what both groups had in common? They both used a Billie Eilish song in their performance. It was so clear that Howie Mandel even called out Simon for not liking Billie Eilish's music, to which Simon responded with a shrug that kinda read, "I don't care and I don't like your music." He didn't comment anything further, but he didn't deny the accusation that he didn't like Billie's music, so I think that kinda says it all. Next up, Van Halen. Billie offended the hard rock community when she didn't know who the band Van Halen was. This blunder took place on the Jimmy Kimmel Show when Billie was there speaking about her Grammy nominations. She was only 17 at the time, and Jimmy was amazed at how young that she was. so he started to grill her on older references to see what she knew. He asked her if she knew Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, or if she ever played with a Cabbage Patch Kid. But then Jimmy asked, quote, "Can you name a Van Halen?" It's not sure if he was referring to one of their songs or one of the band members' names. And Billie simply responded, quote, "Who?" To which Billie replied, "I'm gonna start crying." And obviously the band didn't publicly say that they didn't like her after that. However, there's a chance that they were pretty offended or even hurt that she had no idea who or what they were. I'm not a rock fanatic, but I definitely know who Van Halen is. I was shocked she had no idea who they were. Crazy. Next up, we got Thom York. This one is definitely not Billie's fault, however there is a chance that this encounter left York with a bad impression of Billie. So if you didn't know, York and Sam Smith have some beef, so they most likely try to avoid each other when possible. However, on one fateful day, York attended a Billie show with his daughter in London, and so did Sam Smith. After the show, both artists came backstage to talk with Billie, and there was supposedly a bad backstage encounter, which sadly Billie got in the middle of. And since Billie is better friends with Sam Smith, I guess we can assume it might take some time for her to develop a friendship with Thom York. Next up, we got Lady Gaga. Billie and her brother Phineas got the attention of Lady Gaga's loyal fanbase, and I'm sure they regretted it. The pair did a video interview with Variety where they spoke about writing Bad Guy and being nominated for 6 Grammys. And near the end of the interview, the pair started talking about their love for the Grammys. Billie said, quote, "I grew up watching the Grammys, we all did. I used to judge all the girls' dresses. That's all I did, I barely paid any attention to the music." With Phineas then asking, quote, "Was the meat dress a Grammys event?" To which Billie simply replied, "Ugh, yikes." Clearly enough said to make Gaga's fans cancel Billie. But that wasn't all. Phineas then brought up Gaga's egg entrance to the Grammys as well, making fun of the artistic entrance. Because of these comments, the hashtag Billie Eilish is over party began trending, with Gaga's fans attacking Billie for her opinion. However, this opinion wasn't much of a shock to Billie's fans, as Billie is a proud vegetarian. And lastly, Billie Eilish herself. Usually when it comes to people exposing celebrities, it turns out the celebrities expose themselves the worst way. In the case of Billie, she's been embroiled in multiple scandals recently. This month, the video went viral where Billie was mocking an Asian accent, as well as mouthing the C word, the slur for Asian people. She also has been consistently called out for using a black scent and strongly emulating black culture. This scandal came just days after Billie's last scandal, where she was accused of queer baiting. This accusation happened after Billie posted some behind-the-scenes footage from her Lost Cause music video, where there was only girls in the shot, and the caption on that was, quote, "I love girls." Many felt she was insinuating that she could be queer to gain attention for the song. However, others felt it could be her way of subtly coming out without putting a label on things. And not only has Billie been caught up in scandal, so has her new boyfriend, 29-year-old Matthew Tyler Vorse. He was exposed for tweeting racist and homophobic things in the past, and he recently apologized online.
In at number 10, Avril Lavigne. Chrissy decided to pick a feud with beloved punk singer Avril Lavigne for absolutely no reason. She tweeted in 2011, quote, "If you told me I could have one kid, but it would be exactly like Avril, I would choose to have a barren, sterile existence that ends when I die." Shortly after, she tweeted again, quote, "Watching an Avril Lavigne interview, the second most painful thing I've watched today after the goods." These tweets not only prompted anger from Avril's fans, but also a lot of confusion. What was the reason to just go after her like that? Chrissy never gave a reason, but did issue an apology after a lot of backlash. Writing on Twitter, quote, "I would formally like to apologize, but only one of those sorry you're offended apologies, because I am. I spew out terrible opinions and observations all day and didn't think twice about that one." In at number 9, Mariah Carey. I still can't even believe Chrissy had the guts to call out the queen, Mariah Carey. And the reason for the call out is honestly despicable. In 2010, when it was announced that Mariah Carey was pregnant with her twins, Monroe and Moroccan, Chrissy decided to make fun of her weight. A serious low blow. She tweeted, quote, "Why is anyone surprised Mariah is having twins? I was always pretty positive there were 2 to 15 babies growing inside of her." And obviously it's never okay to body shame anyone ever, but body shaming a pregnant person is just a whole other level. How could a person even do that? And at number 8, Quanzane Wallace. This is easily the worst one because Chrissy decided to attack a child. And seriously, it's another level of low to come after a kid that can't really defend themselves. Back in 2013, while Chrissy was watching the Oscars, she decided to call out the youngest person at the event, Quanzane Wallace. She tweeted out, quote, "Is it okay to call a small child?" Adding later, quote, "I am forced to like Quansnay Wallace because she's a child, right? Okay, fine." Making it clear who she was talking about in that first tweet. After this attack, she was dragged online for her comments. But she really didn't seem to care and never apologized for the tweets. Wallace has never commented on the situation, probably because she's more classy than Chrissy will ever be. In at number 7, Rihanna. This incident is definitely not the worst, however it is the most illegal. While Chrissy was on the Ellen show, she was talking about how her and her husband lived in Rihanna's old house at that time. And Chrissy admitted to opening Rihanna's mail when it happened to come to the house. She said, quote, "The one fun thing that does happen every once in a while is I get a bill of hers." Chrissy even gave an example of a time she opened Rihanna's mail and it was an $18 bill from Bugatti. Ellen pointed out that opening someone's mail is illegal, and Chrissy replied, quote, "But it's my house now. Can you not? Are we gonna edit this? This is why I can't run for president." I'm confident after Rihanna heard that, she changed her billing address immediately. In at number 6, Farrah Abraham. The teen mom star was unfortunately at the center of many of Chrissy's hurtful rants over the years. Back in 2013, Chrissy tweeted, quote, "Farrah Abraham now thinks she's pregnant from her tape. In other news, you're a everyone hates you. Oops, not another news story." This was referring to the tape that Farrah made with adult film star James Dean at the time. And if you're shocked about these comments, they were actually swept under the rug pretty quickly because a lot of celebrities were hating on Farrah at that time. After the comments, some fans started to call out Chrissy for shaming Farrah, which Chrissy denied, adding, quote, "How is calling out a willing, lied as leaked adult tape participant who hired Pops to photo her buying preg test this AM shaming?" When the backlash against Chrissy did not stop, she finished off her statements on the matter, quote, "Wow, amazed to see the outrage behind calling a staged, leaked adult tape chick from Teen Mom exactly what she is. Go on with your bad selves." Halfway at number 5, Katie Cassidy. Some people might find Chrissy's feud with actress Katie Cassidy somewhat noble because Chrissy was attempting to defend a friend, but it really just showed how often she gets involved in things that really have nothing to do with her. This feud started when Cassidy tweeted that she didn't like how journalist Erin Andrews was reporting a sports game. Chrissy then got involved to defend her friend Erin. Chrissy savagely tweeted at Katie, quote, "Job, now. The work a person does regularly to make money. Alt, what Erin Andrews has. Second alt, what you don't have. Bye." But Katie clapped back, writing, quote, "Just to be clear, your profile reads gold digger and stuff. You're asking me if I have a job? I'll send you a book." The fight continued to get pretty heated between the women, but it eventually died down. In at number 4, Tamara Mowry. Chrissy decided to call out Tamara Mowry after she did a brand deal that Chrissy thought was funny. In 2015, Mowry announced that she was pregnant on Instagram in collaboration with Clear Blue, where she showed the positive pregnancy test in the post. After that post, Chrissy indirectly commented by tweeting, quote, "How much money does Clear Blue pay celebs to Instagram their pee sticks? This seems lucrative." When fans called her out, Chrissy responded that it wasn't shade towards Tamara. Chrissy never really clarified her stance and it just kind of died down. And at number 3, Dina Lohan. Dina Lohan decided to call out Chrissy Teigen in defense of her daughter Lindsay after Chrissy attacked Lindsay online for years. In 2011, Teigen tweeted, quote, "Lindsay adds a few more cuts to her wrists when she sees Emma Stone." I guess that was referencing that Emma is a better actor, even though literally no one was comparing them. And also, that's just really graphic language to use and really disgusting. But that wasn't all. Later that year, Chrissy had a court date that she was tweeting about, and one tweet said, quote, "I cannot wait to show up in court with John to fight this. At Lindsay Lohan, what should I wear? You're the expert. Help." Clearly making fun of Lindsay's struggles with the law. Lindsay's mother recently decided to comment on all these nasty tweets made by Chrissy. She somewhat took the high road and told Chrissy that she needs to look inside herself and grow, which I think we can all agree with. And at number 2, Jay Moore. This feud was so uncalled for, and it's just more proof that Chrissy is a bully for literally no reason. This was actually one of her first public feuds back in 2011. At the time, Jay just had a son, and Chrissy reacted to the news of the name by tweeting, quote, "Nicki Cox and Jay Moore named their son Meredith. Their son Meredith. Meredith is their son's name. The name of their son is Meredith." Jay did not take these comments lying down and responded, quote, "Why are you even near me? Take your skank somewhere where guys like sixes in bikinis. Matt Leinart wouldn't sleep with you." Chrissy then responded that she was just pointing out the feminine name and it's not a big deal. But the feud continued for hours and ended with Teigen tweeting that she had no comeback. And finally, at number 1, Courtney Stodden. Courtney Stodden recently exposed Chrissy's nasty mean girl behavior that really started Chrissy's recent downfall. According to an interview Stodden did with the Daily Beast, they claim that Chrissy repeatedly told them to take their own life. After the interview, some of Teigen's old tweets resurfaced, and they were just as horrendous as Stodden claimed. BuzzFeed pulled screenshots of the tweets sent in 2011 and 2012, and many of the tweets which actually tagged Stodden are mocking and hurtful. One of the tweets read, quote, "Go to sleep forever." Another read, quote, "What drug makes you do that with your mouth? Asking for a friend who really wants to know how to look like an idiot. Thanks." And to make things even worse, Stodden alleged that Chrissy wouldn't just tweet about them, but also send Stodden private messages. These messages apparently told Stodden to end their own life and told Stodden that Teigen couldn't wait for them to die. The backlash against these tweets got so bad that Chrissy actually decided to apologize, but a lot of people are not buying the excuses.